In every single season of Stranger Things, there has been a new villain. Sort of. They've all been connected to Vecna in some way, shape, or form, but regardless, it hasn't been the same exact creature every season. So today, I'm going to be discussing a theory that is about the possibility of a new villain showing up in Stranger Things Season 5. Before I get into it though, I just want to mention that this is just a theory to get us hyped up for Season 5. It is not confirmed or 100%, and I'm not 100% that this is going to happen. Once again, it's just a theory. Also, be sure to drop a like on the video and hit that sub button because over 80% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed, so it would mean the world to me if you could hit that sub button. Now without further ado, let me explain this insane complex theory that involves a new villain coming to Stranger Things Season 5. In the finale scene script, the cloud of smoke coming out of the gate in Hawkins is described as being a dark mushroom cloud. Now this is not the only time that mushrooms are mentioned or referenced in Season 4. Because in the last scene of Season 4, we see Argyle looking at mushrooms in the woods. The reason this is significant is because in D&D there is a monster named zuggtmoy who is the queen of fungi. Now I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but you can do some research if you want to. And according to the D&D lore, zuggtmoy has a thing for blinding living things around her with her aura, which could be referencing to the dark mushroom cloud because at the end of Season 4 we see the flowers on Hawkins Hill being killed. Also at the end of Season 4, spores were falling from the sky according to the Season 4 script. And in D&D, zuggtmoy uses spores to infect living things. This makes her victims' minds corrupted and turns them into her servants. So this is where the theory gets pretty insane. Because that could mean that instead of showing Nancy's family completely dead, Vecna could have showed her family transformed into mindless servants, and if so, they would appear zombie-like. This makes sense because Nancy never actually said that her family was dead, she just implied it and had a scary look on her face. But the theory does not stop there because in the original pitch for Stranger Things, it says over the course of the series, the tear or rip that separates their world from ours will begin to spread across like a supernatural cancer. But originally the Duffers were not planning on having this many seasons and Netflix wanted more, so now we're to the point in the show where we see that tear or rip in the show. And after it said all that, there was one specific line that says, strange fungi would grow on plants and animals. So this makes me think that it could be a possibility that the fungi part of the original pitch will take place in Season 5 and spread across Hawkins like a supernatural cancer. And this could make some of the residents of Hawkins mindless servants and zombie-like, like Nancy's family. Which leads us back to the original part of the theory that zuggtmoy, who is the queen of fungi, could be coming to Hawkins in Season 5 to help Vecna. Okay, before I talk about the theory and explain it even more in depth, I do want to say it is from _STFaves on TikTok. She sent this to me a while ago and I was doing my research just to make sure that it is believable enough for me to talk about it. And honestly, it is. I mean, the fact that it was in the original script and in Season 4 mushrooms were mentioned multiple times, and just refresh your memory, the dark mushroom cloud that was outside of the 4 gates, Argyle looking at the mushrooms, and in the Season 4 script they were mentioned along with spores. It makes me think that they had this in the original pitch. Why not put it in the show in Season 5? The only thing that makes me think that it's a possibility that they don't do that is because they would have to introduce a new monster and a new whole entire threat to Hawkins other than Vecna. But then again, it could make sense still because Vecna did say he wants to build an army, and they're like, we're not prepared, we've already lost all this stuff. So what if that army involves him bringing another monster from D&D into the show that has to do with literal flowers dying? And, helping him win and defeat 11, which obviously is not going to happen, but you know what I'm saying. It makes sense in that sense. And I think that what I said about Nancy and her family becoming mindless servants makes sense as well, because we've already seen zombie-like people in Season 3. Why not make it happen again in Season 5? And I do have another part of the series that I wanted to talk about as well. If Vecna brings one of his own monsters back or to help him, I think that we could see 11 bring number 8 back. Why not? He has a duo, now 11 needs to form a duo. Or Will just turns into this powerful human like 11 and they're the duo. I'm just saying. I think that could be a possibility. And I do see, like, it would be hard to explain this. Don't get me wrong. It would be very hard to explain this in season 5 because there is only 8 episodes. So I feel like in season 8, oh my god. In season 5, there's only 8 episodes. That's why I said season 8. In season 5, I think it would have to start out with explaining this. It would have to start out with all the flowers being dead, because they did reference this a lot at the end of season 4. They made it. They had a specific scene of 11 picking up this flower and looking at it, and it's dead. And then it panned over to the dark mushroom cloud that it was described in the script. So they did reference it a lot. So I feel like in season 5, if they really did wanna, bring zuggtmoy into the storyline. By the way, I have no idea if that's how you pronounce her name. I'm just guessing. But if they did really want to bring her in, I think they'd have to start season 5 off with it being like one day later or whatever, and just for like 2 minutes explain that there's another monster, and it just shows like the dead flowers, the dark mushroom cloud, and then it pans it over to the upside down with the zuggtmoy and vecna. The only thing wrong with this theory is that zuggtmoy, I believe, is from a different edition of D&D than vecna is. I believe vecna is from like edition 2 or 1. I'm not positive. I have no idea, but I know that zuggtmoy is from edition 5. So that's the only thing, but they're from D&D, so I don't know. Fungi was a part of the original pitch. Why not bring it in season 5 to end off the show? This could be a good opportunity to get Will powers and have him team up with 11, or bring 8 back. Honestly, though, I've been thinking about it more and more, and the more that I think about it, the more that I think that Will was originally supposed to be the main character of the show, and he sort of is, right? Like 11, but I feel like 11's still in the spotlight. But the more that I think about it, the more that I think that Will was originally supposed to be the main character of the show, because it all started out with him. He got captured, or whatever, all this stuff. But then 11 just came in, and everyone fell in love with the character. But I think, what if it was originally planned that 11 and Will would eventually become a duo, because they both were, alone at one point and scared, and now they're coming together in season 5, and we know all the rumors of Will and all the hints and foreshadows and crazy stuff that's happened with him and his connection with the Mind Flayer. They come together in season 5. Now they're a duo. If Vecna says they're not ready, Vecna doesn't know that Will's going to be a duo with 11, and then zuggtmoy comes in, or whatever other monster, and we have 2 duos clashing it out. That's just another thought. I do think it is a possibility that Will has powers, or is going to be a duo with 11. But who knows? Only time will tell. I do love this theory, though. I really do. After all the evidence is there, it's just a matter of the fact if the Duffers kept that fungi part of the storyline in the script, if they're going to put it in season 5. That's what it comes down to. But let me know what you guys think about this theory. Let me know if you think it's realistic. I definitely think it was realistic enough for me to talk about, because, you can't get a theory right if you don't talk about the theory, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it's worth to talk about. But this might be my last theory for a while, guys. I don't have any other theories at the moment, but if I do come up with more, you best believe I'll be making those theories. But Cobra Kai content, I guess Cobra Kai is coming out on Friday, so that's pretty much over with. But there's a lot more shows coming out, and I have a lot more YouTube ideas, as far as Stranger Things go, and just in general. But if you guys have any YouTube ideas, drop them down in the comments. If you have any theories, drop them down in the comments. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, spend time with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.